Welcome to the state of Maryland, USA, also home to Chesapeake Bay and the city of Baltimore. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Maryland.
I was just a glimmer back in 69. Thank you.
Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the state of Maryland, USA. Population around 6 million. Now just for context, we have a map here. We have circled the state of Maryland. The state of Pennsylvania is to the north and Delaware is to the east. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Maryland. People love Maryland because of Fort McHenry National Monument. Completed in 1803 to guard the entrance of the Baltimore busy harbor, Fort McHenry became a national icon after withstanding a 24-hour bombardment by the British in 1814. The fort saved Baltimore from occupation and inspired Francis Scott Key, who was being held prisoner on a British ship during the attack, to write the Star-Spangled Banner. You can walk the ramparts, tour the buildings, and watch a dramatic multimedia presentation on the history of the fort and the national anthem. People love Maryland because of the National Aquarium. The dramatic building overlooking Baltimore's Inner Harbor replicates several ecosystems as homes for marine life from all over the world, as well as birds, mammals, and appropriate plant life. Not all the environments are underwater, but they share a common connection to water. The largest of these is a 5-story tropical rainforest. Elsewhere are sharks and dolphins, as well as brilliant tropical fish in the Atlantic Coral Reef exhibit. People love Maryland because of the Walters Art Museum. In Baltimore's Mount Vernon Cultural District, the Walters Art Museum is a unique cultural landmark and one of only a handful of institutions in the world that presents such a comprehensive history of world art. The museum covers all media of art from the 3rd millennium BC through to the early 20th century. Egyptian, Greek, Roman, and Byzantine antiquities are outstanding, as is the medieval and Renaissance art collections. The museum has especially good interpretive materials to engage young people in exploring its collections. People love Maryland because of the Baltimore Museum of Art. Known for its superb collection of 19th century modern and contemporary art, the Baltimore Museum of Art now holds 95,000 works by artists that include Pablo Picasso, Paul Cézanne, Vincent van Gogh, Andy Warhol, and Marc Chagall, in addition to the world's largest collection of works by Henri Matisse. Along with paintings, sculptures, and graphic arts, the Baltimore Museum of Art displays notable collections of textiles, jewelry, and furniture, as well as African, Asian, and Near Eastern art. The African collections are among the most important in the United States, comprising of more than 2,000 objects ranging from ancient Egyptian art to contemporary works. Masks, headdresses, jewelry, royal staffs, textiles, and pottery reflect more than 200 African cultures. Outside the museum, 2 landscape sculpture gardens present a century of modern and contemporary sculptures. Inside the building, the highly acclaimed restaurant Gertrude's features the bounty of the Chesapeake Bay and its surrounding farmlands. People love Maryland because of the Baltimore Inner Harbor. The harbor is a magnet for visitors, filled with attractions and entertainment options. The whole area and the neighborhoods just back from the water have been nicely developed with parks, hotels, restaurants, shops, museums, and historic ships to tour. The most important ship is the U.S. Constellation, a 3-mast sailing ship that saw action in the Civil War and intercepting slave ships off the African coast. Also open to tour are the submarine USS Torsk, the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Taney, and the lightship Chesapeake. Surrounding the harbor are the National Aquarium, the Visionary Art Museum, and the hands-on Maryland Science Center with a planetarium. Harbor Place is a modern complex anchored by glass-enclosed pavilions featuring shops, restaurants, and an amphitheater on the promenade. People love Maryland because of Old Town Annapolis and William Paca House. The few blocks behind the town dock and the Maryland State House are filled with equal measures of history and charm. Once the United States Capitol, the State House is the oldest one still in continuous legislative use. A short way down the hill through narrow streets lined with picture-worthy brick and clapboard buildings is the William Paca House and Garden, home of the signer of the Declaration of Independence, William Paca. Fully restored and furnished in period antiques and original Paca family items, the house is an outstanding example of the home of an influential and prosperous Annapolis family of the colonial era and is on the National Register of Historic Places. The 2-acre garden with terraces and a fish-shaped pond has also been restored to its 1760s appearance. People of Maryland because of Assateaque State Park. Assateaque State Park is on Assateaque Island, a barrier island on Maryland's east coast. On the east side of the island is the windswept landscape of the Atlantic Ocean with a long stretch of beach that's popular in the summer for swimming and surfing. On the more protected bay side of the island, park visitors enjoy fishing and kayaking. The island supports a range of wildlife, but is known in particular for the feral horses that roam the dunes and windswept grasslands. The park has campsites, picnic tables, a camp store, and snack bar. The closest town is Berlin, about 8 miles away. People of Maryland because of the American Visionary Art Museum. The museum displays and celebrates the work of self-taught artists, both local and from around the world. Its collection and frequent changing exhibits are often surprising and thought-provoking, looking at art in new ways and from new perspectives. These may represent traditional folk arts that have been passed down through generations, or they may be creative uses of found materials by artists using whatever medium was available to satisfy their creative drive. The exhibits that fill its main building, itself an award-winning work of art, and the adjoining sculpture barn will never be boring and will likely leave you smiling. People of Maryland because of Ocean City Boardwalk. Among the most popular beaches of the mid-Atlantic coast, Ocean City has 10 miles of free public beach and a 3-mile classic wooden boardwalk that has been acclaimed as the nation's best. Along this popular promenade are shops, a Ferris wheel, a roller coaster, a 1902 carousel, and kiosks selling food ranging from the famous Delmarva fried chicken to saltwater taffy and hot funnel cakes. People of Maryland because of Oriole Park at Camden Yard. Home of the Baltimore Orioles, the city's Major League Baseball team, Oriole Park at Camden Yards opened in 1992 and heralded a new era of ballpark construction. Eschewing the characterless multi-purpose suburban stadiums, Oriole Park recalls the classic in-town feel of old-fashioned ballparks like Boston's Fenway Park, but with all the latest state-of-the-art facilities. The reasons provided in this video are not all the reasons why people love Maryland. If you've got a reason why you love Maryland, pop it in the comments section. I'll make another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao for now!